Four-time Olympic gold medalist Harrison Dillard has died.
Harrison Dillard was the fastest man of his time, who won 4 Olympic medals and set unbreakable records. His incredible rise from a guy without proper running shoes to one of the greatest athletes was full of struggles that led to a tragic end. Today, we'll witness what made him one of the greatest and how it all ended for him. Harrison Dillard was born on July 8, 1923. In Ohio. Dillard, also known as Bones, for his slender build, was the fastest runner of his time. Dillard began studying at East Technical High School before moving to Baldwin Wallace College in 1941. Dillard was recruited into the U.S. Army for war and served in the Black 92nd Infantry Divisions, also known as Buffalo Soldiers. Dillard came back to college in 1946, and then he started to show his real talent and ability as an athlete. He had seen Jesse Owens, who won 4 medals in a single Olympics, and he wanted to be like him. Dillard would break records in 220 yards and 110 yards hurdles and become the fastest man of his time. No one even came close to him when he set a record of winning 82 consecutive finals, defeating everyone. But these were just the beginning of his career. He would solidify his name in history books when he won the 100 meters and the men's relay event in the 1948 Olympics, making him the fastest man alive. He would again accomplish this feat in the hurdles event as well in the 1952 Olympics by winning gold in the 110-meter hurdles. He also earned the title of the world's fastest hurdler of that time. But how can the life of someone as great as Dillard could end so badly? We will find out what made Dillard the greatest athlete of his time and what caused his death. I have more videos planned for next, where I will tell you everything your favorite player has been hiding from you. Subscribe to ensure you don't miss out when I upload a video about your beloved sports star. And let's start with Harrison Dillard. Harrison Dillard was born to William and Tara Dillard and spent most of his early age in Cleveland. He had seen the struggles of the Great Depression and how hard it was to get food in those days. Being a kid of color, it had been really difficult for him in his childhood. Despite facing struggles from the beginning of his life, he saw how fit and fast runners were, and that is how he fell in love with the sport of running. When Dillard was 13 years old, he went with his friends to watch parade. Jesse Owens, an Olympic athlete, had won 4 medals in the 1936 Berlin Olympics. Many people were gathered there to honor his achievement. Jesse was waving his hands and celebrating his achievement, and he also came to Dillard's group, and he waved hi boys. Dillard couldn't believe he had met his idol. He suddenly ran to his home and said to his mother, "I am going to be just like Jesse." Like every other parent, she didn't take it seriously then, but when she found that his son wanted to be an athlete, she started doing more jobs to buy more food to help his son achieve his dream. Jesse Owens had graduated from East Technical High School for years, and that year, Dillard enrolled himself in that same school. During his first year at the school, Jesse brought him a pair of running shoes and urged him to follow his dream. But Dillard failed to qualify as a sprinter for the school team, and that is when Jesse encouraged him to become a hurdler. Dillard was also inspired by Charlie Paddock, an Olympic gold medalist who had visited his high school and encouraged him to follow his dream. Dillard, after completing his school years, entered into Baldwin Wallace College in 1941. But suddenly, World War II started, and to help his country win the war, Dillard was drafted into the U.S. Army 2 years later after joining college. Dillard served his country for 32 months in the war. He served in the 92 Infantry Division, also known as Buffalo Soldiers. When the war ended, he competed in military Olympics, winning 4 events in a single Olympics. When he came back from war, he began to improve his hurdling skills. His college track WS so small, he wasn't able to do his hurdling routine, so most of his time was spent training outdoors. But during the days of winter, snow would become too deep. It would be impossible to run on it, so he would go out to the women's gym to practice his routine. Even with all the adversity behind him, he kept going and didn't let anything demotivate him from his goal of becoming an Olympian. Dillard only had 1 hurdle to train with, so he learned the basics of hurdling and became so good at starting fast that he would get ahead of other guys right from the start, leaving them no time to catch him. His hard work and determination began to pay off soon. He won NCAA and AAU titles for the 120-yard and 220-yard hurdles in 1946. He won the same titles again in the coming year, He set a world record for 220 yards, completing it only in 22.3 seconds in 1946. He also set a record of 13.6 seconds for 120-yard hurdles as well. His performance started to get noticed as he became a famous star. He went on a winning streak where he won 82 consecutive finals from June 1947 to June 1948, and no one even came close to him. The streak was the longest streak in the history of track and field events. Then came the 1948 US Olympic trials, and everyone hoped Dillard would smash everyone there. Dillard finished third in the 100-meter final dash and made it to the US Olympic team. The next day, he was scheduled to compete for 110-meter hurdles trails. During that run, his foot hit 4 of the first 7 hurdles, destroying his momentum, and he couldn't finish the race. That ultimately led him to not qualify for the hurdles event. In 1948, during the Olympics, Mel Patton and Liad Labich were the fastest sprinters. Dillard was not even close to them. No one expected him to come any higher than 5th position, but fate is a strange thing. In the final of the 100-meter dash, Mel Patton got off to a disastrous start and couldn't recover. Dillard got the lead from the start and won the 100-meter title, leaving everyone in shock because no one had expected this. In the 4x 100 meters relay event during the same Olympics, Dillard ran the third leg while Mel Patton ran the anchoring leg, and the US came out on top. They won the final comfortably, but were disqualified because of a faulty exchange. Dillard has been preparing their whole life for this, and surely he didn't disappoint. He swept past everyone in the 110-meter hurdles and won a close battle with Jack Davis to get gold for himself. He also won a 4x 100 meters relay event to get another gold and increase his collection of the Olympic medals to 4. Dillard was so good that he won more than 400 finals in hurdles and sprints. He also won 14 United States championships. Following his previous performances and world records, he was awarded the Sullivan Award given to the best amateur athlete in America. He worked for the Cleveland Indians baseball franchise to help them scout and build their public relations. He was also involved with Cleveland City School District, where he worked as its business manager. To honor his performance, a statue of him stretching over a hurdle was unveiled in front of George Finney Stadium in 2015. He was also inducted into the U.S. Track and Field Hall of Fame. On November 15, 2019, the news of his death was announced. He had been fighting stomach cancer for a long time. This cancer caused him a lot of pain and suffering in his final years. The news of his death was very saddening for the athletic community, as they had lost one of their greats. His death reminds us all that no matter how good or how influential you become, you all have to face one reality, which is the end of life. If we enjoyed the story of Dillard, make sure to subscribe, because we have more stories planned for next week's, where we will tell you how life really is for these famous stars. Smash that red subscribe button and let me know what you think of Harrison Dillard in the comments below.